Hello everybody, it's Pandemodium here. Today I'm bringing you a video. It's a tricks and tip video covering a very basic fundamental that we are always told as a mid lane player to ward this bush right here that I'm about to show you at 120. Okay? This is a very basic tip. Any kind of tricks and tips video as far as mid lane goes, they always tell you to stand right here, or you're going to stand back over here, and then you're going to walk up at 120 and you're going to ward this bush right here because this helps out the jungler. What we're covering in this video is we're going to take a look at the jungle perspective, because I feel as a mid laner, a lot of the times you will lose track or lose sight of why this is so important to ward this bush. And you do understand, like most mid laners get that it's part of the scuttle game, right? Attaining the scuttle crab right here that spawns, and being able to play around it. But this does a lot more than just that, and honestly I think mid laners can lose sight exactly how important this is for the jungler, this ward right here. So we're going to go ahead and watch this game in the jungle perspective, because this particular game I did play jungle, I got autofilled, and so we're going to go ahead and take a look at this game in the jungle viewpoint, and hope you understand my thought process when I went through this game and why this ward helped me out so much. And that way, if you're playing and you yourself are a little confused as far as why that's so important, this just gives you some insight as far as a jungle perspective. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start this. I'm going to speed it up so we quickly go through this game. Okay, so right off the bat, we are versing Lee Sin. Lee Sin fights us. He beats us early, so we want to avoid fighting him at all costs, and we want to try to farm as safely as possible. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and start off the blue buff with the heavier leash. I end up warding this the river down here. That way I do get some vision, just in case the Lee Sin does get really aggressive and tries to gank me. Not gank me, I'm sorry, but to come in and invade me and try to take some of my camp. This particular game, I did ask the mid laner. As you can see, they end up warding this for us. I end up asking them. So if you're playing jungle and your mid laner doesn't know about that, make sure you request that they ward that at 120, which I did in chat in this game. Alright, so we're taking this blue buff, and we're fixing to see the importance of that ward right there just in a second. Alright, so we're walking up to our next camp. Okay, we start our next camp, and boom, there it is, guys, right here. Okay, Lee Sin's right here. Okay, he's got red buff. We know where he started at. He started at this camp down here, so we know where he was at. He's moving into our territory, so we can tell that that's what he's wanting to do, is get our red buff. Now, typically what I do is I would finish this camp and I would go towards my red buff. But because he's moving up to the top side of the map, I definitely don't want to go up there and fight him. The reason being is he's stronger. So even if I requested help, okay, I'll show this on the mini map. Even if I requested help and mid lane went this way and top lane did it this way, for one, we're taking them out of their laning phase anyways, and we're taking them out pretty early, so we're giving up some heavy advantages right there. So that's no good. Also, too, we can't 1v1 him. So even if we get help and their laners follow, we're still at disadvantage, even if we have the same amount of people fighting that jungle right there. So there's no point for them to even come up, because if we're in a losing battle, why even fight that battle, right? So that's why this is very important. Also, too, what's very important about this ward is, because we have this intel, this mid laner right here, right? They know Lee Sin can gank through these avenues, especially once he gets out of the jungle. So this ward is very helpful, knowing where Lee Sin might end up ganking. So as a mid laner, right, what you want to do is you want to play your safe zone, right? So she needs to be playing around this area, alright, and it looks like that's what she's doing, okay, because she's around this area, alright, so that gives her very important info as a mid laner, okay, so in mid lane it also helps you, not just your jungler. Also, too, as we can see in top lane, what Irelia needs to do, like knowing that Lee Sin's right here and he's going into our top side jungle, if she puts a ward right here, she'll be very safe. Okay, there's a possibility that he might do Krugs, right? But if you ward towards the middle, and hopefully when he comes through this, you might get a little bit of vision before he comes into the lane. If not, you go through this way and you can see if they're trying to cut you off through this, and then in that case you just continue running through the river if that's the case, you know, avoiding that depth. Okay, so not only was that ward helpful for us, but it's also helpful for all lanes in general. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and unpause it, and we're gonna continue with this jungle pathing, knowing that Lee Sin is going towards top side of the map. We know that we can safely farm this spot side scuttle. If I can get this to follow me. Alright, so we go ahead and very slowly and painfully get the scuttle crab. On hindsight, what actually might have been better, okay, if you have this same scenario happens, go through and take this camp real quick. Okay, that's what I should have done, okay? And as I'm not sure if you guys saw it, but Lee Sin, we just seen him come through this way. Okay, so he just went through this way, so he's getting his buff, is what he's doing, okay? So we know he's near the top side of the map, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and unpause it. And go back on us. Alright, so this is a misplay right here, so keep that in mind, guys. If I took this camp, alright, I could still do what I'm fixing to do right here. So I don't even know why I do this, but I end up checking that red buff for some reason. But I go down here and I take this camp, okay? So let's evaluate here as I start taking this camp. So Lee Sin already took one of our camps, right? And took our buff. And that's a big deal. That the camp and the buff, that's a big deal, taking our red buff. But we managed to secure one of his camps. So we're still even on XP and we're still even on gold. Actually, probably ahead of gold. I think this camp's worth a lot more than red buff. So we're actually ahead in gold. It does look like they got a red buff. Red buff's very important, especially for aggressive jungler like Lee Sin. But this helps us minimize our loss just off that one simple ward that mid lane plays for us. So as you can see, like this is a great importance, guys. Okay, so not only did this ward right here helped us in our jungle pathing, because if we came up and we gave Lee Sin this kill over here, that's huge. That's huge. We just really messed up. He also probably gonna take our whole top side instead of just that one camp. So just this one ward, just this one ward right here. It can keep top lane safe, it can keep mid lane safe because they know what side to play to, and keeps me safe all pathing, okay? Especially in a scenario like this where I don't want to fight the jungler at all. So that is my tips and tricks video for you mid laners. Just you know, some tidbit information there. If you guys didn't know that trick, hopefully you start using it in your game. As soon as you spawn, you start running towards that side and get ready to ward at 120. Watch the clock. 120, and you'll still have plenty of time to get to your lanes and whatnot and be able to farm, okay? So I hope you guys like this video. I'm going to try to release more videos like this that are more informative, and hopefully you guys can learn with me, because I am recently new to mid lane. I am traditionally a top main, so hopefully as I start learning how to be a better mid laner, I can come on and share with you guys tips and tricks, and hopefully make hopefully whatever success I am having can transfer over to you guys, and you guys can be just as successful. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next video.